Hello, drama lovers. Welcome back to the K-pop World channel. Today, we're not just talking about a rumor. This isn't about the latest drama or comeback project. It's something much deeper, a story long hidden in silence. A chapter from the lives of two of the most celebrated figures that was never truly happy behind the grandeur of the stage and the spotlight. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Two names that have become legends in the Chinese entertainment industry. But who would have thought that behind the glitz, both carried a painful past? A past not everyone would be strong enough to remember, let alone speak of. And now, when the darkest parts of their lives finally rise to the surface, it's not just the fans who are shocked. Many cried and sat in silence for a long time, wondering, how did they manage to survive all this time? It all started with a small post, not from a major media outlet, not from an agency either, but from an anonymous account on Weibo named, which means morning light says nothing. A short sentence. I went to the same school as Zhan Ji. He used to sit alone in the corner of the classroom, crying more than talking. At first, netizens took it as a simple nostalgic post. But soon, the thread grew rapidly. Other users began adding their memories. And slowly, a picture formed, one that had never been seen by the public before. Young Xiao Zhan wasn't a popular kid. He was known as gentle, polite, and too soft for a harsh school environment. And that made him a target. Every time there was a class presentation, his soft voice became the subject of mockery. He once left early because someone threw an eraser at him. Fragments of a story long hidden. Pieces that slowly chipped away at the perfect image he had worn all these years. And made us realize, sometimes the happiest people are the ones trying hardest to hide their pain. While the public was still absorbing Xiao Zhan's past. An old clip from the variety show Day Up resurfaced and went viral. In the segment, Wang Yibo was asked about his teenage years. He replied briefly, I moved to Korea alone when I was 15, because I needed to leave home. The host asked, did you run away? Yibo quietly nodded. No long explanations, no dramatics, but behind that short sentence were 1,000 unspoken emotions. Some fans, digging into old interviews, found another quote from Yibo. Sometimes, home isn't a safe place. Motorcycles and dance saved me from the sound of arguments. For some, these might seem like ordinary words, but for those who know what it's like to grow up in a home that doesn't feel safe, those words felt like an open wound that had never been allowed to heal. Yibo grew up alone, and from a young age, he learned not to expect anything from anyone. That's what shaped who he is today. Cold, calm, and reserved. But behind all that is just surviving. The Untamed wasn't just a drama. To many, it was a masterpiece. But to Yibo and Zhan, it may have been more than just an acting project. It was a moment where two broken souls finally crossed paths. Without realizing it, their bond wasn't just scripted. They saw each other's pain. During filming, they were often seen sitting in silence together, not saying much, but at peace. Their glances spoke more than words ever could. And now, with the truth of their pasts exposed, fans began to see their interactions in a different light. Maybe they didn't talk much because their wounds were too similar. They didn't heal each other, but they stood by one another. The year 2020 was one of Xiao Zhan's darkest moments. The AO3 scandal made him a national target. Brands cut ties. The public boycotted him. He vanished for months. Everyone asked, where were his friends? Why didn't anyone defend him? Yibo never made a statement. But what he did quietly made fans realize something important. Throughout the storm, Yibo continued to like posts from Xiao Zhan's studio. He didn't speak, but he didn't leave. And when Xiao Zhan finally reappeared, the first celebrity spotted at the same event as him was Wang Yibo. Silent, but present. Not for publicity, but out of loyalty that didn't need to be declared. After everything came to light, Weibo was flooded with emotional messages. Fans wrote long, heartfelt notes, voices trembling. Zhanji, you're too kind for this world. Yibo, you don't have to stay strong all the time. We're here now. Hashtags like #ProtectXiaoZhan and #ThankYouWangYibo trended. Fan communities across countries began donation projects in their names to support mental health and children facing bullying. Even fan art showing Yibo holding an umbrella over Zhan in the rain became a viral symbol. They didn't hold press conferences. They didn't deny or confirm the viral stories. But fans noticed two strange posts. Xiao Zhan posted a picture of a sunset sky with a caption, "Sometimes, one small light is enough to brighten all the darkness." Yibo wrote a single sentence in his Instagram story. "Sometimes, all we can do is sit together." Two sentences, seemingly unrelated, but fans knew it wasn't a coincidence. Not everyone is blessed with a beautiful childhood, and not all wounds can be healed with time alone. But sometimes, fate brings two broken souls together so they can hold each other up, not to fix one another, but to ensure they don't walk alone. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. We've known them as amazing actors, but now we see them as humans who once fell apart and chose to rise again. They taught us that silence isn't weakness, and wounds aren't the end. What part of their past touched you the most? Did you feel a deeper emotional connection after learning the truth? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to stay with us here on K-Pop World, where we uncover the side of the entertainment world not everyone dares to talk about. We don't just admire their talents. We admire the strength it took to keep going. See you in the next episode. And always remember, behind the glamour of the industry are hearts that once broke and are still quietly healing.